Hey friends, Stephanie Lalo Winkers. I don't know if I ever introduced myself, but I probably should do that more often. So most all of my recipes are gluten-free. So the last two bread loaves that I made, I incorporated a sourdough starter. I'm going to add in some of the sourdough starter discard. We're gonna try it again today. And even if it doesn't create that perfect sourdough look, it does give it the flavor. To your bowl, you're going to add 3 egg whites. Room temperature is always best. Apple cider vinegar. We're gonna do 2 to 2.5 or 3 tablespoons. We're gonna give it a good whisk. Just kind of incorporating it all together. Just gonna do almond flour today. 1 cup of the almond flour, 1.5. Okay, boom, right in. Seriously, just flung. I really like the hemp hearts. I think it gives it a nutty flavor. It kind of changes the texture slightly, and hemp hearts are really, really good for you. But if you don't want to use these, you can use the golden flax meal. So I'm gonna do, I don't even know if I have enough. We're gonna do 4 if I have it. 1, I'm just gonna dump it all in. Like 1 tablespoon of psyllium husk. I'm gonna try to, over time, eventually eliminate the psyllium husk. But for now, it acts as a gluten. I'm gonna put the sourdough starter discard. We're gonna see what happens. And then the last 2 ingredients for the basic dough is 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt or pink Himalayan sea salt, and then you're gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So we're just gonna incorporate all these ingredients together. Some of my discard here. I'm gonna pour about, this is probably about 1/3 of a cup. Okay, so we're gonna add the warm water now. I'm only gonna add just a tiny bit, like a splash, see? And this is kind of just gonna like activate it slightly. Just kind of get it going because it's the discard, it's not the full sourdough starter. We'll let that sit for a minute. And I'm just gonna make sure this is all incorporated. We're gonna pour out about 3/4 of a cup of hot water, like that. You can always add more, but I always start with 3/4 of a cup. And we're gonna just push this all. We're gonna push it. We're gonna push it. Push it. I don't know. See, kind of looks funky funk, but it's okay. Okay. Pour this starter right in here. Sourdough starter discard. I don't know why. I could just say discard. Although discard doesn't sound very appealing. Let's put some discard into our bread. We're gonna just mix that in slightly, okay? So I'm going to cover it with a towel, and I'm gonna I'm going to wait about 2 hours. Come back and see what it looks like. I let this sit about 3 hours. I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but it doesn't have much of a rise as if you were making a regular sourdough bread, but it really does smell good. And so I'm going to just fold it like this. This is what I did last time to see what's going on inside. And that's pretty good compared to what it normally looks like. So we're gonna put it into our parchment lined loaf pan here. We're gonna bake it at a 350 degree oven for 1 hour and 15 minutes. And I just drop it in spoonfuls like this, okay? Kind of shaping it into a loaf because it's not, again, it's not really like a bread batter that you need. Okay friends, so here's the bread. It definitely has more of a rise than my typical loaves that you've seen. And I let it cool completely, so make sure you do that at least 30 minutes, maybe even longer. We're gonna cut it in half here. I wouldn't recommend cutting on a wire rack, you know, because you could probably like hurt yourself, or the knife, or the bread. Anyway, so look at that. Look at the inside. Is that not amazing? It's got bubbles, like a sourdough. The size of the slice is amazing. It's got a great crust on the outside, and it's super, super moist on the inside. Let's give it a taste. I know my kids are gonna see it in like 5 seconds and want some. It's 100 for sure.
Definitely go make this sourdough gluten-free bread. You're gonna love it.
Go make the bread, okay? Enjoy.